Hello and welcome back everyone to our second of three grand finals of the day here in the EWG League. My name is Graf. I'm joined here by the Real Invictus. How you feeling after that first one and especially looking into the second one?
I mean, we have a better map set, I would say that. I'm not sure how this one's going to go. AOS in the winners final pretty put it on top of the side of S9 Gaming. But again, things can change here when we head into the winners final, the grand final. Those are two different series here. A lot more on the lines here when we head into the grand final of things. And if we look at that map set, I mean, Colossus to start us off, instant bang out of a map, and it just gets more interesting as we go down through it.
Yeah, Colossus, Fringe, Exposure, Scar, Hacienda, Scar, Den is our full map set. You know, we were talking about this before. Not quite a full world tour, but about as close as you're going to get in a best of seven. I mean, unless we saw the Sake creep in or potentially that raid, it was going to be, one of these maps doubling up. No surprise that it ends up being, I believe, the Scar doubling up there. So, I mean, I don't think that's, something to worry too much about. The second one not until map 6, which, let's just say that is a long ways away. We saw that in that first grand finals. These can end like that. So you've got to be locked in, alert, and ready to go, especially getting onto a map 1 on Colossus. I mean, this is the kind of map where you just need to get going quick.
Yeah, you need your SMGs on the go button early and often here. You need to be able to get onto that P2 side and P4. Definitely going to be more of your money hills when you break it down. P1, P3 can be money hills, but you really have to hold them very tight. And, P1 is just more of a jostling for position kind of a hill. P3, definitely a potential for being a money hill, but you have to be able to hold it down tight, and it really comes down to that. As we head on into it, S9 Gaming taking on AOS AKA here in the Grands, and that's a 3 dead already for AOS AKA. Cream on a 3 streak, able to get a little bit more of that damage to go on out. His teammate does get the kill, and the spawn's already flipped. The SMGs here for AOS already having a little bit of the time go their ways. Vortex gets one, does get traded out. However, Chip and Co. already waltzing in towards his P1 time. Kills still gonna happen galore as we do break it on down. A back and forth still ensues. Berserk gets absolutely blistered there by the side of AOS, and another 2 dead for the side of S9 Gaming as we head into rotations for P2.
Good P1 there from S9. They sort of get absolutely flattened at the start. They try to break their way back into it. They try to go over towards P2 as well, but they sort of get shut down early. Berserk dead. Vortex with 5 and 1 to start is exactly what you like to see. Sometimes it's not just your subs that you need active on this map, especially with P2, P4, and P3. Can be a good opportunity for your ARs to set up. They have some good long sight lines. They just have to stick to those and not try to just get absolutely sprinted at. But S9 in position for only a moment before they get absolutely annihilated. Vortex and Lost going to combine for 3. Looking for that late kill as well. They'll grab it. Only one player going to spawn up close, and they get dealt with as well. So AOS Aka, they show a really great start here. Finding a P2 break early is exactly the thing you want to see on Colossus.
Yeah, AOS just flowing cream up towards top P1, doing all of the work that he can manage right now, as S9 really having a slow start here. Chip does get into the hill time for now. Berserk trying to find these kills towards mid, and it's a pinstripe kill feed that doesn't really favor either team, but Vortex going to be on this P3 rotation already here for AOS, as they do have a little bit of the time going their way, potentially on initial, but the middle chow going to be the thing. Odyssey with a double pickup there into the middle part of the map, able to collect, and again, Odyssey just holding it down towards this green building, knowing that the pressure could be potentially coming from him here, as he does get a nade hit onto that, knowing that 2 players are potentially here. He collects one, doesn't get the second one onto Chip, and Berserk on the route here through the back does get picked up, and that is going to be that, ladies and gentlemen. AOS having a firm hold on this P3 time.
Yeah, they're going to get broken off of the P3 time, but they will sort of still have that P4 side. That's the other next important thing that they're going to need. They want to hold this to as much of, gray time, white time as they can, because, they know that they are going to have to put a little bit of personnel in towards holding the P4 side. They're not going to be able to hold the P3, but they just want to make sure S9 aren't getting it. As over towards the P4 we go. Cash going to get taken down low, but get some really good bullets into Vortex, so they'll go down. Going to be a mad dash now over towards the P4. Team Nate at a really bad time, though, for S9. They're going to have to hold firm.
Yeah, gonna have to hold firm. You know you don't have the spawns. Cream in the back, able to collect onto one, getting the trophy clear as well. But the reflank in for Chip. Can he find one? He can, as he does look for the next one up. Does get the second as well, as Chip starting to heat up here a little bit, looking for third. Can't get any more. No three-piece and a biscuit for that man, as he does not collect there. Looking for Vortex to find some kind of inkling of a play. Gets one, can't get the second up, as this is just a bang out here for P4 Control.
Looking back and forth, Lost doing very, very well to just stay alive for as long as possible here. AOS Aka in about a 40-point lead, looking to expand that as much as possible here. Vortex comes in late and just be that cleanup player is all you got to do. Berserk does find that late trade, and you just cash in on those back spawns here if you're S9. But AOS Aka, I mean, despite really never having great spawns for this, they do a good job of keeping it mixy, keeping it, you know, more or less even. Now we head back to P1, and they've still got a 50-point lead.
Yeah, definitely, and growing as well. That lead is gonna get really out of hand if the side of S9 Gaming do not get into this hill time. Again, AOS was able to win the match in pretty dominating fashion in the winner's final here, and so far so good for them, as they get a 4-wipe off of Odyssey's 3-piece as well, as they are going huge on the map. 17-9 right now for Odyssey, reaching that 100-point threshold. Let's head into a listen-in with the side of AOS and hear what those comms are sounding like for them.
One more on P2.
One shot,
Nade
one shot,
over.
one shot.
Dead.
Yeah, two on me. Two on me.
He's weak on P1.
Destroy trophy.
Shot.
Alright, push it through.
P4. Challenge out now.
Here. It's okay. A1's right side.
On here. I'm picking
Ready.
up right.
You jumped up beside you.
And
Oh,
one definitely went bow. Okay,
I'm
one
watching
definitely
it,
went
I'm
bow
watching.
and then statue.
Three front.
Huge.
Just hold fronts.
In the back.
I'm dead. I got one on.
Yeah, good shot. I'll pick up your
Left side, left side.
You guys focus
Dead.
front. I'll front.
Front, cast left side.
One more. Two. One's weak.
Both tagged. Oh, damn. Both tagged.
We're good.
Hold fronts,
We're chilling.
That listening comes on in for AOS, sounding very cool, calm, and collected in the comms, and you can tell they are doing what they need to. But as we talked about, as we headed into that listening, it was the side of S9 Gaming, though, that were allowed to break onto this P2 side, now roaming across the map, trying to get to P3's Berserk. Has an opening here, able to collect onto one. Can he get the next man up? He cannot. Off the wall bounce. Odyssey still having a great start to the series so far, just looking for everything to go his way.
Now into a 40-point game we go. It's going to be P4 side 4S9, at least for the moment. One is going to spawn out, though, towards BS&D. One towards blue as well, maybe back luggage. Depends on what you want to call it. The cash over towards Godhead, going to get cleared out as well. So it's just Caspian in position. Can't really get anything done. It's another good set of bloods there from AOS Aka. They're able to reestablish that one-hill lead. Let's head to a back-to-back listening here a little bit with S9 now. And I want to see how their communication flows, especially looking for a late P3 break into a P4, but they get absolutely smoked. So let's head to that listening and see how they regain.
We're going left.
We're going left.
near,
We're going
we're
left. There's gonna be one here, Berserk.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay, old trying to spawn kill me.
I'm ironing the back.
Alright.
P1 dead.
I got
Yeah,
side
back.
door. There's
Last
shit.
one,
We're looking for one.
last
We're
one's
looking
old.
for one. Looking for
He's
one.
up to me.
Bobby already fucking got it.
There's 20 up front. Get P1 control. Get P1 control. There's 20 quad.
There's three guys at old. Three guys at old.
Hard.
One guy's going old, and then the other two look like the went blue lobby.
Looking left. Nothing left, guys.
There's
Still
two
need
in
to
front.
see-
Like,
I don't see nothing front yet.
Oh, he left now.
Statue.
Front,
Side door,
front,
side door.
front, and side door.
Side door.
Pushing
Rash.
back, dude.
A little bit of a tough listen in there with S9. Not too terrible, but AOS Aka, they've just really turned up the pace in this map 1. That's exactly what you like to see on a map like Colossus, where pace is so much of the name of the game, as they're over 200 now and looking to try to close this one out potentially on the upcoming P1 into P2.
Yeah, and you can see just the plays coming in as the cleanup man Cash there for the cash, and he gets 4 on the kill feed as well, allowing himself to come on through, looking for these next rotational kills to go on down. That's going to be another big 2-piece from Caspian, as he does collect onto it. That's a 3 dead. Now Kareem left up by himself, contesting this last little bit of time over at P4. But you look at that lead right now, and it continues to grow for the side of AOS as they are completely in dominant form. They are playing to the pace that they need to, but as I say that, they drop 2. Now only 1 left up into the hill time. Does get taken care of. Now we get P1 time, now in favor of the side of S9. It is going to be a little bit of a hard chow coming on through. The P2 side not favoring you. You need to find it here. You do so, and that will be that. The P1 time kind of secured a little bit here for a little bit of this time, as it is Cash just dipping and diving across the map. Another 3 dead here for S9, now starting to bleed life back into their gameplay.
Yeah, they get a wicked spawn out there. AOS Aka gonna try to fight their way back on through. 2 for 1, and they get their way in towards the P1. They can't win here. They gotta go new, but they get that as well. What a set of deads there. I think S9 maybe just playing that one a little too clumped together. I mean, they go, a couple deads in a row, and they flip just like that. You gotta try to take advantage of those spawns and try to layer yourself a little bit sometimes, as we see this Hellstorm come in from Cash. I do believe there's also a Hellstorm available on AOS Aka, so that one's going to land on through. Down goes Odyssey, but still no one really touching this P2 just yet.
Yeah, no one really wanting to aggress towards this P2, and finally AOS do get on it. It is Odyssey, kind of left up by himself, 32 and 24, as his numbers start to grow even more now, and he has it pushed out, looking to find more of these kills. Is the pistol gonna connect? Does get traded out by Berserk there, but again, lost up top towards P1. Can't get anything to go. Now Cream on the hill time, looking to try to find a little bit of an inkling here. Something to go his way as he gets 2, gets 3, looking for the 4th, but can't find it. But it does not matter. AOS take map number 1 in pretty dominating fashion there. And S9 looking a little bit worse for wear after map 1, needing to find that regain as we head to a Fringe S&D.
Yeah, we get another look at that 3 spray from Odyssey. This was what, sort of swung this map a little bit. I mean, it wasn't this play in specific. It was the P3 that really just went AOS Aka's way. This was the big, mixy hill that they were able to grab. A lot of the time on this Colossus, it's a lot about what you get on the P2s and 4s, but those P1s and 3s can also be a great spot for you to soak. Tough first map there from Berserk. That's going to be the main player I'm looking to in the rest of this series to make sure that they are really operating at full capacity, because that map 1, you're going to need more than that if you want to try to stop this from, going downhill pretty quick.
Yeah, and again, we could be seeing another series where one team is just a little bit better than the other one. You saw Odyssey just have takeover. He pops it there in the map number 1 and is able just to dominate all the way through. But we head to now a Fringe S&D, a little bit of a throwback coming on in. And, the sniper battle here could really, ensue as well. One of the better sniper maps here in the pool for S&D. So definitely something that we'll be looking forward to if the sniper does come on out. It's a hard site to get onto on that B site, but definitely long-range gunfights still going to be ensuing.
Yeah, really, really interested to see. I mean, the boomstick is the big thing for me on Fringe. I know when we've seen it in Challengers, that's been the big thing that's dictated a lot of the pace of this, map specifically. I think especially that top barn sniper angle just holds just a ridiculous amount of the space and pressure on the map. And it can sort of just do it by itself. It doesn't need a lot of support. It just needs someone to stop you from getting, completely sprinted from mid, but you can run out and, stay alive best you can. We've even seen, a lot of that counter sniping coming through from the offense at the high level. So it really dictates how this map plays, and it's going to be a big one to see. Do you start going down early in this series, or are you able to try to find your response as quick as possible? And we're going to hop on in. And a 100-point deficit in the first map is going to lead to that first one on the board, but we still have plenty more COD to play in this series.
Yeah, definitely so. No one is out of it quite yet. You don't really have to worry if you're an S9 fan. That S&D needs to be here, though, for you guys to be able to bounce back here a little bit more. And it has to be there to try to make, some kind of inkling of a play that comes back. We could be headed to a 5 if we do see that S&D round win. But again, it is another thing where we're just seeing one team looks a little bit better in that respawn game mode. The S&D is kind of a toss-up here. And how can they find it is really the question for S9 Gaming. If you're able to find this, you really need to play together. You need to play off of each other's picks and be able to trade effectively across the map. You know, I look at that barn side. We've seen some crazy plays happen, and you know, challengers in you know, the land event for EWG as well. So it's just one of those things. You know that barn side is going to be maybe hit out here a couple of times, but the bang out really is towards that other site inside. So we'll see what happens as we head on into it. It is going to be AOS on the offensive side here first. So S9 having to deal with the pressure, and it already that barn execute going to be where we see the bomb going down. But again, it's S9 Gaming, and it's Cash with 3 cashing in the ticket here to try to find an ace on the round. I do not believe he does so, but again, exactly what we thought was going to happen. That train side just a little bit harder for them to deal. Actually, Cash gets the ace on the round. Ace-u for him as he collects on in on it.
Yeah, it was hard to tell who got that last one, if I'm being honest, but I think I could tell he was calling his teammate, you better not steal this. I'm taking this ace. And I mean, hey, you know, that's one way to get your team locked and loaded into a map 2, into a search. You win the first round by yourself if you're Cash. Now it's just the rest of your team to sort of join that same level of form. It's a tough round to lose early if you're AOS Aka, because sometimes, I mean, that Trax bang out can just go like that. You get lined up and you get absolutely slaughtered. Now this time over towards 10, S9 looking to try to get that aggression. Odyssey trades 1 for 1 at the very least, but down to the 3 versus 3 now. Still 2 players in defense here towards this side.
Yeah, and the S&D play call headed towards this A side, but it is, you know, an evacuation of the site here for the side of AOS. They need to find another first blood, but oh my good lord, Chip just burns the player on the outside. I do believe that was lost, unfortunately. Looking a little lost on the map there, but it is Cream and Vortex inside the point here to try to push them back from this execute towards this A site. And the play call still for the side of S9 Game being to bang this one out. You see the flank route kind of merging here towards number 1 of Cream as he does spot out 1. Vortex does get 1. Can he trade out anymore? And now in a 1v1 situation, Cream versus Berserk needing to find this kill. And it is, you know, the shots that do connect for both players as the evacuation does happen. Bomb going to be hopped out of. And again, it does not matter. Berserk not having the greatest of map 1s, but clutches it up for his team. Now 2-0 up for S9.
Huge final kill here on the pistol from Berserk. Honestly, I thought this was going to be a little bit of a tougher situation for him. I saw that he was going for it with the secondary and just guns him. Sometimes, again, that's the momentum grabber. S9 with 2 in a row now in AOS Aka. I mean, they get a hell of a lot closer in that second one for sure, but they don't really count close here in Call of Duty. As into this round 3 we go, it'll be another chance for AOS Aka to look on this attack side. No surprise that they're staying away from Trax.
Yeah, and the Trax execute was not what they wanted off of the first round. And again, the spot out towards mid, I think from Vortex, at least onto 1 player there, giving over information towards his team. The nades are going to be thrown out. Nothing collects onto it. And this could be a recall back towards his train track side, and you can already see it emerging on the play. And Cream does get spotted out now, knowing players are here. Just going to play back into the execute, and this is really the do-nothing strat right now from the side of AOS.
This isn't a bad strat as long as you don't have exactly that happen. You lose first blood. Hunting for the trade is Odyssey, but they're found as well. Good crossfire there from S9, and this is the problem with these do-nothing rounds is when you start getting rolled, it is absolutely impossible to get out of that blender. Huge last kill there, and it's 3 in a row now for S9. They're looking to try to clean this one up even more dominant than what we saw in that map 1.
Yeah, and Cash 7-1 right now, cashing in his S&D money right now. His S&D continues to be a top-tier level, and he continues to produce on the map on a 3 streak again, getting 3 in the round from the last one. Now, you look over on the other side, or 1 round away from producing some donuts for people, and Lost needing to get on the board here, at least with 1. As you do see the play call coming towards this A window side. This is a definite interesting play call, as it is a bang out that does happen, and it is shots for Cash that do connect. Now on a 4 streak, able to get the bomb down potentially now, as they do clear out the whole entire site. No one home here for the side of AOS. Is
Ooh,
one back
Vortex
door.
is
He's going to have a
timing.
little bit of an in playing. Oh, Vortex did have the timing, and he collects onto it now in the 2v2.
Oh, look at Cream now as well. Is going to catch that arrow turning the other way. Should at least get the trade here. If not, something more. Gets the first. Looks for the second. Cream is good for it. AOS Zaka, they're not done with this one just yet. A huge 1 versus 2 to keep this one within the realm of possibility. That could have got out of hand very quick.
I really didn't think he saw the second player coming outside of that door. And I mean, I don't think they either one of them saw each other. So that play was just a little bit scuffed. And then the SMG's beaming like that from Cream. He's just able to collect very crucial round for the side of AOS. He bleeds life back into his team now as we head on into the next round here, 4 rounds deep. We'll see what it can produce here for the side of AOS. Aiming to have a good one. Nade collects onto Cream there, stopping the streak from going any further. As it is again, Chip now chiming in with his own on a 3 streak, 7-2, looking for the ace now.
Yeah, it's just a couple of rounds now on offense where AOS Aka just get completely lined up. One over towards Tracks, one over now towards Tin Side, where they just get annihilated. I mean, there's not much they can really do about that round. They lose the first one to a nade. It's tough. You know, you don't have trophies to work with, though, very often on this map because they are so important. Maybe just that initial aggression that you start to regret. Vortex, yeah, finally gets spotted, and that should mean this round won't last too much longer. He's got that player Berserk coming in through mid. And it's just about trying to deny streaks, and you're not going to get any of them. So, huge additional win to respond after that first one on the board. They maintain that 3-round lead now for S9.
Yeah, a crucial one for them as a play call has just not been there for AOS at all. The playbook not working out, and you need to throw some wrenches into the playbook now because they are reading you like a book. If you're the side of S9, you have produced in these rounds 8-2 from Cash, Chip 7-2 as well. Just really the top 2 fraggers here. But Caspian on a breadstick needing to find one. But when your teammates are fragging like that, it doesn't really matter if you're on the breadstick or not. You need to find at least 1 kill here to just get off of it. You know, feel a little more comfortable. As it is going to be towards this train side. We see the play call coming from S9, and it's going to be aggression towards this middle part of the map from the side of AOS. And it is going to be spot out. Lost does everyone. Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
It's just kills on kills.
Yeah, I was just surprised. I was trying to watch Lost on this flank route, and it doesn't matter. Cream just collects there with the SMG, getting a lot of the kills on the board for his side right now. 6-4 from him, as I do believe he clutches out a pretty good round for himself. Maybe 3 or 4 there as well for him. It's 3 on the board for him, as it's Lost with 1 as well. Now Odyssey, you're going to meet the wrath of the breadsticks as you need to get on the board. 1-5 is not what you want to see out of the top frag from map number 1. Unfortunately, this map just not going your way as of now. As the play call comes on through, we head towards the middle part of the map. Smoke going to be developed. It is going to be a play that comes in through, and Odyssey just playing a little bit too fast here on the S&D game mode.
Yeah, it's just those 2 players above that bomb heady. So hard to clear out. 1 goes down, and that's a good first one to get if you're Caspian. You're able to actually get out as well. That is massive. The only problem is you've left the bomb behind. Upside for you is I don't think S9 realize it. Lost. Still lurking in towards mid. You're going to spot one over towards Tin, so that still lets you know that, hey, you know, they're thinking about this A side, but this sniper continues to try to work. It's the first boomstick I've seen as far as, you know, as what we've been able to catch a glimpse of, but at least so far, I mean, this has to be a round quickly that you respond to. Lost trying to find just anything to work with, but you have to end A now with the bomb down over there.
Yeah, and you have to go into what is literally a barrel, and these guys are just going to shoot fish in the barrel right now, and it is going to be a chase down that does happen. Bomb going to get collected, and it looks like they could be going towards this B site, and they are through the spawn of the side of S9 Gaming. Just not reading this at all, but do they have time? Sniper collects for Lost. He does it again! My lord, man! The sniper from Lost able to collect 2 towards the middle part of the map. and clutching out around for his team. Huge one coming out of him.
A nice little quick scope there from Lost. That's the sniper that I've been hoping to see on this fringe. Couple of big kills. It was a little bit of a awkward miss onto the player top barn standing still, but you redeem yourself big time with that one for Lost. A 5 streak on the board for Cream, 3 for Lost. You can start looking in towards Hellstorms here very, very soon if you're AOS Aka. Despite Odyssey still being on that breadstick, you are within 1 round.
Yeah, you're within 1 round, but it really comes down to your defensive sides, which have been a little bit stagnant as of late. You need to try to find these ones early. As a bomb still not really playing any pressure, and Cream just trying to search for any info across the map. It is going to be a train track side that does look like they have a little bit more aggression towards if you're S9, as they call the rotate on in, and Odyssey pushed on up, gets info and gets out with his life as well. Now giving that info over towards his teammate, at least spotted 1 player, now spots both. Now just going to play this 2 of the timing perfectly. There's the first kill for Cream going to happen. Second for Odyssey, looking to try to make the play happen here by himself. Now the aggression coming on through, and AOS tying the game up here at 4s off of the great defensive stand from them.
Yeah, it's another good cleanup from Cream. I love the defensive play there. You spot them all out. You fall back to your, good anchor position for your AR to sit. You know you have players holding your mid. You're able to just really set up and unload on those players. That's exactly what you like to see on that defense. I will say, though, AOS Aka, they've looked fine on their defense. It's their offense I've been really, really, hesitant about. But it's 7 in a row from Cream. Gets that full Hellstorm locked and loaded. Question becomes, how does that impact a round? There's a little bit of an L-nade there from Cream. Not going to really matter.
And aggression from S9. You see this player pushed up all the way here. He's going to be number 8 Chip that has a play potentially in Berserk with the sniper of his own, able to collect onto Lost. And that counter sniper battle you were talking about collects this time. Now working perfectly, because it's only 1 player, Odyssey, left up by himself, and he's just going to get ran at here. That will be the round. S9 taking a one round lead, 5-4 here in the Fringe S&D. Berserk with the counter sniper really plays an impactful role there.
I mean, hey, that's what, honestly, I was expecting to see from round 1. I mean, I've seen Fringes where there is boomsticks on both sides for a majority of the rounds. I think once these teams start to, get to know each other, especially, we start to see a little bit more of it come through. But this has just been an absolute slugfest between Cream and Cash. Question becomes, I mean, Cream's the only one of the 2 with a Hellstorm. You're down a round, but that can be another way to pull one back. Do you invest it here, or do you try to hold it for that round 11?
Yeah, I'm assuming you want to try to invest it here to even potentially take you to round 11. But again, like you said, their defensive sides have been pretty okay. Again, the shots connect, but now leaving it up into Berserk's hands all by himself. He has the sniper on the back pocket as well. Knowing players are going to be here as the AR as well to work with. It does not work out. Good play call after the 3 to just hold that cruise missile. You have it going into round 11. And this is where AOS could go up 2-0. Even potentially getting us here is really a great play call with that cruise missile in the back pocket now.
Yeah, the question now becomes, I mean, this has been the offense that I think, I could be wrong on this. It's either 1 or 2 attack rounds is all that AOS Aka have found, and I think it's only 1. I mean, it just goes to show how dominant the defense can be here on the Fringe, where both of these teams have only found 1 or 2 offense round, and they've gotten the majority of their bread on the defense in this ever pivotal round 11. Cream thinking about when he's looking to invest this Hellstorm. When he's in a spot like that, he's going to do it. It's just a matter of when. And here we go.
Cruise missile looking to try to collect information given on over at least. And he does get 1 onto Berserk. It's usually that counter sniper position. The nade is going to get thrown up towards top barn. No info given off of that nade as well, as a gloss does collect onto it. And now in the 2v4 situation, S9, you have controlled the game throughout, but it does not matter. It is AOS that is going to be able to take our map number 2 with heroics. 6-5 here on the Fringe S&D.
Yeah, that's just a great consistent round. It's exactly what you like to see. They were down for so much of this map, but the Hellstorm really does feel like it's what gives them so much purchase in that round. It forces those players so far back the moment it's called in. And Cream with 13 kills and 5 deaths, 1,200 damage in this search and destroy is going to be the most valuable player on that one for sure. But a huge map too there for AOS Aka. They'll take a 2-0 lead in the series, and we'll head over next. I'll have to double check. Yeah, over to that exposure overload. So, I mean, really anything possible in this next map.
Yeah, definitely so. And if you're S9 Gaming, this is a must-win map here. Like you said in our first series, when you're in a best of 5, 2-0 down is a very hard one to come back from. When you're in a best of 7, 3-0 down is even worse, in my personal opinion, especially with, how good the side of AOS looked on that respawn in map number 1. You definitely have to try to find something here in the overload to make it work for yourself if you're S9 Gaming. And if you can't, it's just going to be a long road ahead to try to make that reverse sweep happen.
Yeah, it's especially heading into something like a overload on exposure specifically. Obviously, we don't see the gridlock in this map set, but we did in the previous one, lurking in that later parts. But exposure specifically can be a bit of a weird map to try to wrap your head around. It plays pretty even on both of the sides, but the main problem becomes, when you flip, you have to adapt very, very quickly. That's one of the things we can see teams struggle to do a lot of the time on this map. You'll see a pretty solid low scoring first half, and then half number 2, it is just an absolute bloodbath of scores.
Yeah, and the one thing that we have to understand, this is such a 50-50 map, though. The thing for S9 Gaming, we're leaving it now in the hands of a 50-50 map, in a map where you have to win it. And that is a really hard ask to do, because sometimes it can work for you, but there's a 50% chance that it is not going to work at all for you. You really have to start off this map, really hot, really with the lead. You need to start at least with a couple scores to go in your way, just to, feel comfortable in this map number 3.
Yeah, I do think we're going to need a little bit more time before we get this lobby up and going. I looked in the match chat, and they're still deciding who's hosting this one. So, going to kick it over to a very, very quick break here before we get things locked and loaded with exposure, map number 3.
and gentlemen, and the must-win map for S9 Gaming starts off here in the exposure overload. Gonna need the battles to go your way here. Berserk able to clutch up onto one for one trade out does happen across the map though. Nades do get the damage shot down a little bit, and it's already the side of S9 in control of the pressure across the map. Pistol kill collected for Cash as well, but Odyssey starting to heat up now with a 2-0 start.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see, especially your ARs can be just so important on this exposure. Mainly on the other side of the flip. I mean, having a strong AR in that top window is never going to be a bad thing for you on this map. But 2 dead just like that. It's just Caspian left in defense. Does have Berserk on the other end of things, but needs to stay alive here. Those spawn outs are completely wicked, but he stays alive regardless. 4S9 stops anything from getting, 2 out of hand, but AOS definitely slowing down, I think, a tiny bit at the start of this. 1 minute in, and they haven't found a score. So, I mean, not terrible by any means, but definitely a slow start from Vortex at 0-4.
Yeah, 0-4 for Vortex. Not what you want to see on the donut cam right now in the respawn. Unfortunate for him. But again, Berserk and Co. trying to find these plays to go. But again, it does not happen. It's a 3 dead for 3 dead again. And Cash is the only one left up close to this point to try to figure something out. Vortex now 0-5. He's going to meet the Donuts rat here. Unfortunately for him. And he gets on the board, looking to try to find another one. As it finally goes his way, and the point and the EMP gonna reset towards this middle part of the map. A back and forth still ensues. Vortex now pushing on up, making pressure and having pressure over towards this side. It's definitely what you want to see from him as he collects on to 2 more kills. Vortex there on the board, able to collect not only 2 negative, looking to try to find another one, looking for 1 more, can't get it to go in the spawn of the side of S9 Gaming, but it does not matter. Your team is pushed up past that 50-yard line. Definitely some pressure that's going to come on in and need to be there for your side.
I really like to see how AOS Aka get a look. They haven't really had a ton of offense so far this half. They've been sort of stuck in their own 60% of the map. So trying to push in on through. Chip shuts down both of them and gets the rest of the players in position. Gotta play this a little bit slower here if you're lost. Goes in quick. And wants that last retrade out, but doesn't look like Cream's going to be able to find much of anything. Berserk cleans that one up. So Vortex does find that retrade. A little bit of pressure here for AOS Aka, but still no device control, and it should reset away pretty soon. And there we go.
Yeah, it's going to reset away, but again, it is going to be this side of AOS that works it out, is able to find something, and they're able to get that EMP device in hand again once more, and the kills, though, do matter. It is going to be the side of AOS that wipe them down, and it is Cash pushing back just to make sure he can get towards this EMP device capture zone. Cream in a cred ball corner here. Spots out 1, spots out 2, able to collect onto the 1. Now it's already pushed on up, and it does look like it's going to go in. It is S9 there for the first score.
Yeah, just a little bit of a mistake on the defense there from AOS Aka. They overplayed towards the top side. Let's see if they can try to find a response capture. Got to be careful with Chipper on the outside. Can't quite find that initial kill. And it's just down to that 1 versus 1. But Berserk not going to be losing that to the pistol anytime soon. I say it a lot on specifically Scar, it feels like, for Overload, where that pistol feels like a pea shooter. But this map, you can also have some areas where you just can't really get much done when one of your players is stuck on that pea shooter.
Yeah, definitely so. It's just the gun can only do so much, as the pistol is a really hard one to manage with. And again, it is just the side of S9 bouncing off the walls, making it look easy here, as they do have another potential to score with about 50 seconds left to play. They really need to try to find this one to go their way, though. And it is going to be the 4 wipe here for the side of AOS as they do push on up. It is going to be the pressure in from the side as it does go on through. It does look like this capture zone is going to be headed towards this A side. Needing to try to find it. The EMP device is in pocket. We are dwindling away from time. You just need to hold it into that overtime as well if you're lost.
Yeah, you will try to make your way up towards this deep portal. Cream gets a nice little timing, but doesn't expect that second player around the crate. But Berserker on the outside finds all the kills. And it just needs to be someone on S9 to grab the device. Chip will do so. So 30 extra seconds on the board here in this first half. And S9 will get a chance, but I honestly do not love their chances of success.
Yeah, I don't love their chances for success either. You're trapped in your base, you're trapped in your spawn, and Vortex hunting now for that EMP device carrier. But there's an opening here for this side. Lost going to be the man up to try to stop it, and it's going to be only 1 point allowed for either side. Definitely some defensively heavy pressure coming on through for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the name of the game on these bigger maps, like, you know, the Scar especially, and then here on Exposure. When it's even on both ends, every point matters. A one-score first half, and we'll see if my prediction was correct. I always say on this map, a lot of the time, the first halves are going to be nice and slow, and the second halves are going to be score city. So I'm going to set the over-under at 4.5. You got over or under here?
I feel like the defense, though, has been very good for both teams. So I'm going to go the under here. I'm going to say, like, maybe
see.
3.
I think very possible. I'm spitballing and I'm guessing, but I just have a feeling that these teams are about to start cooking when it comes to the routes especially. We didn't see a ton of them in the first half. Good, just lockdown defense will do that, but we see Odyssey grab this initial kill immediately. Looks to slide on in, grabs that second one. That's what you want to see off rip if you're AOS Akka. You're down, but, I mean, with 5 minutes to go, you are by no means out.
Yeah, you are no means out. You are pushing up mid. The kills do get traded out. However, and again, this EMP device just towards this middle part of the map is Odyssey trying to make another play happen for himself. Spots out one more, able to collect that one onto Cash. Can't get the bottom player on Berserk, but he does get traded out by Vortex. Nevertheless, this man was 0-5, now 10-15, really trying to bleed life back into his gameplay. He spots out more players from this side of S9 Gaming, and it's just a back and forth that still ensues. Pressure really given over towards this side of S9, and they're really handling it very well. But Cream finally with that EMP device pickup. Oh, again, I don't know if we lost Graph there or what happened, but
Apologies.
It is the side. You're good, no worries. It is the side of AOS that do get pushed up on the map, but unfortunately it does not come on through, as it is going to be S9 that do have the aggression back on in. AOS just needs to find these players here and try to get that score to go on through for their side.
Yeah, good timing still to do so. 3 and some change on the board right now, and Cream make their way in through this mid-cut. Could find this first player. Gets it for free. Berserk caught on timing. Needs to be careful that it's not more here. Cream finds number 2. Cream finds number 3. Goes a little too aggressive for that last one, in my opinion, but it's still an easy trade-out cleanup for AOS Akka. They're looking for this score in quick. Lost. Ooh, that's a little gutsy, I'll say. Odyssey tries to make their way on through, and all the trades will finally go your way. AOS Akka tie us up at 1 apiece, and we got 3 minutes to decide a winner before OT.
Yeah, 3 minutes to play, and the side, this side that has been on the what is the opposite side, I guess, for both teams is really, you know, progressed onto the scoring side. And again, another one potentially coming up. Odyssey's double up, looking for the triple with the pistol as well. Cannot find it though. Berserk there to shut it down. As again, needing to find a couple more of these kills, does so onto 1 towards this tank side. That's a 3 dead, and aggression now for the side of S9 as they have to, you know, get on back if you're the side of AOS.
Yeah, you need that get back, and you need it ideally as soon as possible. You try to get those players on the late wraps. You do still have cash in deep, but they get cleaned out as well. Vortex doing a really good job of keeping that spawn clean. Meanwhile, the mid kills do go your way. Caspian able to get a couple there, but you still don't really have enough to try to force your way through the map. Mainly these players over towards mid-cut are going to cause all kinds of problems. Berserk tosses that nade on in, but Caspian gets cleaned up, and that actually turns into a team nade there, unfortunately. So a little bit of a bad timing, but still not enough to find a score just yet. Device up towards the top side, but it looks like AOS Akka, they're looking to work elsewhere.
Yeah, they're trying to work towards this A site. They know they can score here. They just have to get the kills in early concession, but it does not matter as we rotate this out. Odyssey having the pistol to work with. No one in blocking position right now as Vortex finally starts to enact on the play, and it's going to be an open site, but does he read the back play? It does not matter. Odyssey, Cash and Chip collect with 3, and that will be that as the MP gonna get carried out of the site. No scoring potential now for the side of AOS. We could be headed into an overtime, ladies and gentlemen, and it could get very interesting here for sure.
Okay, Odyssey. That was a nice little stylish second kill over the top of the tank player, especially on low HP. 50 seconds still to go in this second half, and Cash stuck here with the device, really completely surrounded. Needs to just try to stay alive for as long as he can. Gets on through, forces a team kill, but will eventually get taken out. Still Caspian in position. We'll get that one retrade. A lot of pressure forming here for S9. They're able to get the rest of the players into position, and you reset that reset timer. Odyssey gonna grab through the device. 5 kills already on this life. Looking for a little bit more. This would be the great way to close things out. If one more score, honestly, would do it.
Yeah, that would put the nail in the coffin. That would wrap up this series, in my personal opinion. You have looked so good in the hardpoint game mode, but you have to find it here. You have to get on the device. The kill matter! It's lost! Clutches it up! But now needing to find it, it does not matter. We head into overtime. Regulation is not enough time to figure this one out. We'll see who is able to score first here. Both teams going back and forth. The team nade, kind of crazy there.
And it's the best play as well. We're going to get to see it. He dies pretty much immediately after this finishes to the team nade. Very unfortunate. To be fair, there was still plenty of defenders in position. Really tough to try to find that last score. So overtime likely would have come through regardless, but it's AOS Aka that just have an absolutely incredible chance now in this OT to try to find themselves up 3-0 in this best of 7. I mean, a lot of the time when we see very low scoring regulations, it's quick scoring in the OT. We'll see if that keeps happening here. Chip able to find the initial couple of checkerboard kills towards mid, and you got to deal with that player around the outside, but it's S9 that will come out on top at least initially and get a little bit of map space.
Yeah, we will see that map space come on through. It is lost with a double up, looking for 3. Gonna spot out one more, does not find it. Cream, though, with the trade out, able to collect onto 2, looking for one more, can't find it. That reload just at the worst timing there. It's a 2-chow team kill as well that does happen. Vortex here to try to capture this point, but it does not matter. If you do not have blockers in position, it is going to be a little bit harder to deal with as Cash now pushed on up, trying to be that lead blocker for his side. It does look to be maybe a potential reset coming on through as a trade galore continues right now for Chip, as he does find one more, looking to try to find even more kills as the pressure comes on through towards his map. One more there. Can he get 3 here? It really matters. It does not happen, though, as a kill for Odyssey does. 37 on the board for him right now. 37 and 25 as he continues to dominate, and he's picking up that EMP device, being a team player for sure here for this side of AOS.
Oh, Green gets in way deep in the back. Caspian barely shuts him down. Still plenty of players swarming, but look at Chip. Hold on, Chip is just gone. Hold up, is anyone going to be able to stop him? They all spawn way too far away. If he goes the other direction, oh no, he had to cut left there. Doesn't get away with it, gets caught by Lost from the back. What could have been the end of the first bit of this OT now might turn into an opposite situation. Cream tries to get past Berserk there, is not able to do so. As Odyssey works in late, is still be able to, hold on to this device control, but I think you're pretty happy with it, staying up towards this top side if you're AOS Aka. You need someone to get onto that pretty soon here because it's about to go back to mid, and that's where S9 are at, but they will finally grab it once again. Just number 5 and 7 here on the defense. Odyssey rips the first one. Second one around the back. Odyssey's good for it. Caspian in behind him. Can't get him in time. Big couple of kills to end up that OT, and 2:14 the time to beat.
Odyssey with the kill of a century there to clutch up the round. This one from Lost as well to just stop the device from getting carried over to his score. Huge plays coming out of these two players for the side of AOS. And there's a lot of time left on the clock, though, here for the side of S9 to try to potentially score. But again, this was the side you were not able to score on whatsoever. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left to play. That will be your clock time, your tick down time. Odyssey on a 40 bomb, 33 for Lost, as the 2 ARs right now really dominating across the map for this side of AOS.
Vortex has had a tough map, and now would be the best time to try to keep things rolling. You don't want to try to give S9 as many opportunities as possible, and you could do that by finding an early score. 3 dead just like that, and now you're looking in towards this ringside. Cash in behind. but they're a little bit too little too late when it comes to this push to try to stop it. Look at where that number 3 player is, Vortex. Maybe just to find 1 or 2 more kills, and this might be a capture on the board. Lickety split, Chip, the last one standing, has to find them all and can't do it. Does buy enough time for that flank to come in through, though, from Cash. So you do stabilize. S9 almost done with this one quick, but they're still alive and kicking. They have a minute 30 still to go, and AOS Aka just to play defense for that amount of time.
Yeah, and again, that's a 3 dead. That does not favor the side of S9 Gaming. The must-win is left up into a 50-50 situation, and it's Cream with 2 as the nade gets shot down again. So it is a hard kill to find. Chip here for the middle part, does not get it to go, and that's going to be a 3 dead now for S9. Just a back and forth that still ensues. It is going to be, again, someone that needs to try to score here within this timer. A minute left to play, and no pressure across the map right now for this side of S9 as he dropped 3 in the kill feed, trying to find it, but now it's in favor of AOS, and it's all AOS to try to figure out if they can get another score in and shut this game down. They have really came through the fodder to make it happen, and it is not going to potentially happen for the side of S9 Gaming. You have to find this one here, and it does not matter. AOS win our map number 3. They win the 50-50 chow, and that will be that. Map 3 decided in overtime as AOS continuing to dominate this side of S9 Gaming.
I will say, I don't think that one was dominate. I'd say that one was about as close as it'll get, but I definitely see what you mean. I mean, when it came to that map control, especially throughout that OT, it felt like it was just all there for the side of AOS Aka. They just never let their foot off of the gas. 45 kills from Odyssey. Despite the long OT, that is still damn impressive. 38 from Lost as well, with 4,600 damage. Great to see on top of that. So it's a 3-0 lead now in the series for AOS Aka. We're going to head over to this map number 4. I mean, again, you know, we sort of went through this the last time. We go through it again. We head back to Scar. We go back to another respawn. That's not the spot you want to be in right now if you're S9, but you don't really have much of a choice.
Yeah, you don't have much of a choice yet here. This could be a different kind of a map here for the side of S9 Gaming, though. They really struggled with that close quarter engagement kind of a map. The long range could bode well for you, but you got to deal with a guy like Odyssey that just dropped a 40-plus bomb on you in the last map. So you got to slow something down here. And, you know, Lost doesn't get lost on him as well. He was fragging in that one too, getting some crucial kills across the map. So both the ARs here for AOS definitely up for the challenge. It just matters if S9 are going to be as well.
Still potentially plenty of maps to go in this series. Does look like we're going to need a little bit more time before we get locked and loaded here with this upcoming map 4. As I do think, I mean, this is going to be potentially where it's decided. We have Scar, Hossie, Scar, Den as our remaining 4 maps for this best of 7. I mean, you know, some of those don't feel terrible. I think you never really feel too bad about a Den, a Hossie, a Scar, but, you know, it's all those classic maps that never feel great, especially when you're down like this.
Yeah, definitely so. That Hossie, especially being a little bit of a hard one to figure out, especially with, you know, the advanced movement that we have in BO7. We saw it in BO6 and it was very straightforward. BO7 has allowed these players to make plays that just did not happen in BO6. So you have to play it as you are doing this advanced movement. And it's a little bit more, you know, harder to manage, especially in that S&D game mode.
Yeah, it does look like we're going to send it over to that break. When we come back, it'll be the map number 4 on that Scar hard point. Might just decide another champion.
and gentlemen, a 3-0 start here for AOS Aka as they are absolutely trying to dominate this grand final out. And you see the pressure already coming on through. Caspian does get taken care of. And again, like I said, look at a guy like Odyssey. Look at a guy like Lost that were so dominant in our map number 3 with the AR in hand. Looking to try to have a good one here as well. Shots going on through towards his middle building. Does spot out one. Able to get the next one up as Lost collects onto 2 here. Very crucially looking to find a little bit more, but the nades do collect here for the side of S9 Gaming.
I will say, I mean, despite all that early time, S9 get the flip that they were looking for over towards that blue side of P2. They will get a little bit of parallels as well, so very awkward to respond to this. Cash is able to find a bit of a freebie over towards that bottom side of the minimap. Took him a little bit longer than I thought, but Vortex will eventually go down. Over towards this P2 we go. Still S9. Yet to get a point on the board. Will finally do so, but they're still down 30 here early.
Yeah, trying to find something that needs to go their way. It is a huge one for this AOS side that they are really trying to find this P2, and they are extending this lead pretty dominant here right now as a Scar hardpoint has really been, you know, what they are known for pretty much. It's just something that comes in. It does look good for them. It's a map that they like to play on, and again, another 3 dead produces even more as Odyssey collects onto a big 2-piece there. Now knowing where these players are going to be spawning out, it's actually Lost there that does get some more kills to collect on the damage with his teammate Odyssey. Vortex cutting through the middle part of the map, the only SMG on the side here for AOS, and it's really a dominant start to this map number 4.
Yeah, that's the dominance we've come to expect. Ooh, weird spawn there from Cash towards the end of the hill. Question is, do they read it? It's going to be a really hard one to read around Humvee, so down goes Lost. Meanwhile, Vortex in the top window. Great kill to find with the NPC, but not able to really get too much more than that, especially when they know you're there. So we'll just look to hit in through mid-cut with the teammate. Odyssey already has a Hellstorm available. That's going to be really, really big. I mean, you see, especially on the P3s, P5s, and the P1s on this map, that can be absolutely pivotal. As AOS Aka continue to look for this break on the P3. Gotta be careful over the top of this plane heady.
Yeah, definitely have to be careful. Odyssey with one. He spots out the last player of S9, able to collect and gets his teammates the spawns in perfect timing here for this P4 side. Now cutting the map towards this middle part. Gonna look to try to find something here towards this red stairs. It is Lost. He spots out 3, giving the information over towards his teammates as well. As Odyssey and Lost do go down now, he's going to be left up into the hands of the 2 players of AOS. And finally, the spawns favor now the side of S9. They get into the hill time and start to collect a pivotal P4 is on the cards for them. Needing to find this one, though, as Cream does get into it. Is able to at least add a little bit of an interesting one for sure. It does look like one of the players from the side of S9 may have... Never mind, he's moving now. He was not moving there, ladies and gentlemen. So I was worried that he may have disconnected. It is going to be shots that do come on through for AOS.
Ooh. Wow, great nade as well from Caspian there. Cash able to find 2. And, I mean, they are really nicely locking down this P4. They're showing they're not done with this Grand Finals just yet as they get another good 3 dead and look to expand their map control. They have tons of time to do with the Ritz. They're going to spawn all these players in the back and still 15 seconds to try to run on through. So they got to be careful they don't get reflipped here because it's very, very possible for that to happen. Should be still 2 spawning out towards there. One is forced out towards Motel, though. So it is going to be the side of AOS Aka. They're going to have the better end of things heading into P5 despite a, supremely awkward situation towards that P4. They will get those initial kills. They'll set up back spawns. Question is, do they get their spawners? Answer is yes. So S9 gonna have to just try to fight through this hill.
Yeah, they're going to fight through the front, fight through the back as well as Lost collects up on 1. The contest still here, though. And it's going to be a double chow for Cash. He collects onto 2, but Lost with 3. Able to get 1 more, maybe not with the pistol, unfortunately. It's Caspian, really the only one left up close to the hill, able to get 1. The nade kill collects as well as a team shots towards mid does come on through. Cream able to get a double up there, but Cash back into the hill. Cash in his ticket for this hill time, just trying to find a little bit of this contest. Does spot out 1, but a double up. They line up for Vortex, and Odyssey gets 1 more. A 3 dead, only 1 player left up close to this hill. It's Chip, and he's going to find that kill, get him out of the hill time as we head back over towards P1 with the dominant pressure in favor of the side of S9. They have the blue side spawn, which you really want when you have this hill. That white wall side is very crucial when it comes down to it. Caspian towards the middle part of the map. He's gonna he's not gonna know any information is here. We have a cruise missile coming out from Odyssey as well. He collects onto one, but Chip there just trying to find a little bit more of these players pressuring towards his blue side.
I don't know if I love the Hellstorm timing there from Odyssey, but it does what it was sort of meant to, which is keep everyone indoors for a little bit and let you try to set up on this P1, but you're not really able to get what you were looking for. Huge kills come out from S9 throughout that whole sequence, especially 4 from Chip there. They continue to cook on through in the back with Cream. It will get cleaned out towards the P1. Still looking to try to break their way through this one, mainly as AOS Aka. They'd love to set up for the P2 as well. Odyssey grabs one. Meanwhile, over towards Sonar, they get a couple of good kills for S9, so they are looking to now pivot over. They've got blue spawns for the P2. Let's see if they can convert off.
Yeah, it really matters about this conversion towards P2. It is going to be a little bit harder of the timings going on as a 2-for-2 trade out does happen. It is Cash, though, that's starting to heat up, and we need the other players here for AOS to start heating back up too. They were good at the beginning, but they have kind of slowed on down. It's really not what you want to see here from a guy like Cream, like Odyssey, like Lost, that have been so dominant so far, but through the last 2 maps, they were able to come back and clutch up when it matters the most. They have the ice in the veins. Can they do it again? As it is a pivotal moment right here for the side of AOS, but they get a 4 dead, and now they look to try to collect the last little bit of this time, pushing their lead up even further.
Yeah, they will sort of give it up on purpose. They're more worried about this P3 positioning, it looks like. Vortex, ooh, almost runs through that player. A little bit awkward, but you'll find the kill regardless. Berserk up towards top green, has a little bit of a good spot, but does not expect Cream. Lost is able to rip him, though, from the plane heading. Love seeing that. As over towards Market, a couple of trades go down. Still, AOS Aka in the better end of things in the scoring for the moment, but S9, they've done a just miraculous job in this one to pull it back, and they're looking for the lead on this P3.
Yeah, they're looking to take the lead, but it's still been a bang out consistently back and forth through the last little bit on this second rotation of hills. It is going to be a 4 dead, though, for this side of S9 Gaming, and they're trying to bleed life back into this series. It really matters about this one. Can you keep your hopes and dreams alive here in the grand finals? And so far, so good. You now take the lead, going up about 20 points here. Just making it happen across the map as rotation's going to come on in, but the kills matter towards this P4 side, and Vortex is able to get in, get a little bit shifty towards this side because his teammates are here as well. It is going to be, you know, that 30-point advantage as well. The shots come on through, does not matter, as again, this is going to be a walk down here for the side of S9 Gaming. They're going to have to deal with spawners as well as Cash. Going to be able to get one. Can he get any more, though? That's what really matters. It does happen. Odyssey getting taken care of, and now Cream left up by himself, able to get 2, looking for the next man up, but it does not matter. Had to reload the weapon, and the Twig not going to be able to shoot back.
Not good enough. A couple of players out towards mid are going to be very, very far away from this position. Vortex and Odyssey in the back have to do it all here. They find the first kill and flip out onto Caspian as well as Berserk. It's Chip on the pre-fire that will find that last big kill, but for moments, AOS Aka are able to find themselves onto this hill, and that has not been easy for them as of recent, because S9, they've got themselves a lead. They're going to have about a 40-second one by the end of this hill. Great kills there from Caspian. Gets himself to a 5 streak and is looking towards a Hellstorm.
Yeah, it is looking towards a Hellstorm, and as of late, S9 have been dominating this map so far. It is going to be Berserk towards green, but as I say that, a 4 dead enacted, and the side of AOS now have dominant pressure here towards this P5 side, just looking to try to control this time. Spots out one for Lost. He collects onto one, looking for the next man up. Can't get it to go on to Cash, and now Cream kind of left him no man's land here by himself. Still has the spawn in the back, though, for AOS. As a contest comes on through, Chip able to get one. His teammate Berserk able to collect onto that one as well. As a trade out kill galore continues to happen. Cash looking for 2. Berserk able to help with 1 as well. Now it's just a 2v2 onto this hill time as a contest comes on through. No one really collecting as well. As a hop up happens and Chip does get taken care of. Cash still on this angle to make something happen. He gets 3, but it does not matter. He gets wiped out of the hill, and it's AOS that controlled the last little bit of time.
really love what I've been seeing throughout this one from AOS Aka. They've had some issues with holding on some of these mixier hills, though. That's going to have to be the thing that they improve on here. On this last time around, they've got the better end of things for the P1, which is exactly what you want. They get good spawn flips early. They find that positioning. Got to deal with these players in towards market. Good nade from Odyssey. Won't be enough. It's out towards the back they go, and they get the blue flip instantly. S9. They'll get what they were looking for, as they also now look to soak on the P1.
Yeah, looking to try to soak here. Looking to try to find something, as it is not going to happen. Odyssey does collect onto these kills, now 33 and 30. Trying to find something to go towards the middle part of the map. No one on the hill time as of yet, but it is Whiteside, controlled by the side of S9, only down about 4 points, looking to try to make this lead a little bit larger for themselves. But they need to have the P2 rotation as well. This one's going to go down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen, so hold on to your horses. It's going to get very interesting as we head into the last little bit of rotations for this hill. A P3 might be the one we decided on, as it is S9 that have the lead, and it is going to be the side of AOS, however, that do get into the hill time. And with 50 left to play on P2 side, it's still going their way as the kills come on through. It is S9 that waltz on into the hill, able to get the kills from this blue side, the favorable side of things. And you can see, it's just the fight is consistently going S9's way right now.
That's what matters most. It's going to be who ends better, not who's been better. That's the big thing now. You got to fully reset. Good 3 dead once again for AOS Aka. They'll find the cleanup on the P2. They should be able to soak the rest of this. Got to be careful to cash in close, but yeah, not really able to do too much by yourself. Meanwhile, I mean, same can be said about Chip on this flank, but you're able to still try to expand your map control by grabbing some of these and just getting them dead for a little bit longer. AOS Aka should be able to close out this lead, but we are dead even here. Heading into this P3, it's either AOS, Aka to close, or S9 to extend.
Yeah, S9 trying to extend the series, trying to see, hey, we can win a map. Unlike our first series, ladies and gentlemen, we can actually bring it back into the life. And it is going to be the side of S9 that have control of the hill time as of now, but that does not matter if you cannot hold it. That is really the question, and it does matter that they're getting these kills in early concession, but Lost can't find another one. Odyssey there, but it's a trade out from Chip. He collects on to 2, and a lot of time. Look at the clock as well. The contest comes back in, and now White time really favoring S9 if they're able to win this. But it does not matter. Time stopped for just a second as this hill time gonna be pushed on out. It is gonna be a little bit harder for the side of AOS to try to evacuate the hill, as it is going to be a tie-up. It's actually going to be the lead here for AOS as they need to try to fight into the back. It is just going to be, I do believe, the side of S9 trying to take this on this hill time. But again, lineups for Odyssey does not happen. It is going to be a last little bit of seconds that go on down. Vortex here trying to hold it down as a contest comes on through. 236 to 238. It is a back and forth on the hill time, but it's a back and forth that is lost by S9 Gaming. They get 4 dead if you're AOS, and they look to clutch up the grand finals right here, right now, and will do so. AOS in 4 as they clutch it up from a comeback as well, making it their names known, taking the money, taking the chip, and taking home the rings here.
Wow, what a end to this one, as I think the lobby is just completely bugged somehow towards the end of it. But hey, series is done, so it don't matter. What a performance we saw throughout this one from AOS Aka. I mean, throughout this whole map, it was back and forth, neck and neck. There was no telling which way it would go, but we have a champion here for this division. I mean, we still have another one to crown here tonight, but this one special. The first one of the day, I mean, Carolina Reapers, there was never any doubt, but there was real big doubt creeping in throughout the whole of that map 4.
Yeah, I mean, the side of AOS just, you know, clutch up in 3 different maps. A 6-5 in map number 2, overtime win in the Overload, and then that one, just an absolute gem of a masterpiece there for the side of AOS to clutch it up at the end. The timer was dwindling away. You had to fight onto the hill. The contest time was not going to be able to give you any kind of inkling of success. You get the 4 dead, you spawn them out towards red, and you just win the game from there. And like I said, you take home the money, the chip, and the rings as well. So definitely a crucial one here for the AOS side. They continue to roll on out, and they win it here in this season for EWG. An interesting one for them, but I do believe we're going to get into an interview with the side of AOS. Man, I mean, you know, we have to do one more thing before we leave. I forgot. Let's talk about an MVP here for the casters. It won't be the season MVP, but let's talk about the caster MVP. I mean, I got to say Odyssey, man. That man has been consistent all the way through, dropping 40 bombs consistently in every game mode, doing well in the S&D, had a little bit of lackluster start, but came back alive. It's really Odyssey for me from the side of AOS.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think they were the, you know, maybe not the difference maker, but definitely one of the big players for this AOS side. We're going to try to get that interview locked and loaded, ready to go for you. Very, oh, never mind. Apologies. Unfortunately, they've just said, yeah, no, we're good with that one. I mean, especially after a sweep. Hey, you know, love that confidence, love that poise as a squad. Really enjoyed that series, and I think this will be my last one for tonight. I believe the next one's going to be you and Uper for that Proving Grounds Grand Finals. That should be a fun one to see. 2 Omnia squads going at it.
Yeah, at least we don't have 3 Omnia teams like we did in CGL to decipher from, you know, but Omnia taking on Omnia, the Omnia Civil War going to emerge again in the Proving Grounds. We'll be back in just a little bit here for that matchup. We appreciate you guys as always, and we'll see you in that one.